Here are 4 ways to have an epic sex life in your marriage. Who am I to be talking about this? So I've worked with thousands of men to improve their marriages, their life, their faith, their businesses, and worked with hundreds of couples. And so we actually did a study recently where 90% of the couples that come through Rise Up Kings have seen a significant improvement, if not transformational improvement in their marriage. So if they can work with us, we know how to get them to the next level. And so here are 4 ways to take your sex life to the next level if you are a Christian man or woman. This is specifically for men though. So number 1 is show your wife that she is not a sex object. What happens is most men have watched pornography at some point in their life, and many men have watched it on a regular basis. And so what happens is we start to see our wives as objects, as pleasure objects of things that they become objectified, where we see them as a way to get off, a way to have our pleasure sexually. And so what happens is our wife can get that vibe. They can get that feeling where they may start to feel objectified. And so we want to show our wives that they are not just sex objects, they're not pleasure objects, they're not sex objects at all. They are spiritual, connected, amazing human beings that we are married to for the rest of our lives. And so loving on her in different ways. So maybe that is giving her a kiss, giving her a hug, showing more emotional intimacy, showing her more affection in other ways that are not just sexual. So she can know that you are not just looking for sex, but you're looking to be connected with her. So that's number 1. Number 2 is fill her emotional cup daily. Show her that you love her. We have something that we do at Rise Up Kings, which is a daily investment into the marriage. So maybe it's a little love note, a sticky note, making her coffee, spending 5 or 10 minutes before you go to the office or work, spending time letting her know that you love her and that you value her and that she is special. And then you can ask for sex. But if you're not doing all of that stuff first, if you ask for sex, she's going to feel used. So really taking the time to invest emotionally on a daily basis with your wife. A lot of guys say, hey, I don't have the time. There is 100% time for you to find a way. Maybe it's a FaceTime video or a video that you text to her each day. There's a lot of different ways to show your wife that you're thinking about her and that you love her. I hope you're enjoying this video. I'm the founder of Rise Up Kings, the largest faith-based personal development organization in the country. And it's our mission to reach as many people as possible to help them live lives of excellence, all to glorify God. We do this through our content that you're watching now. We do this through our seminars. So if you're enjoying this, please subscribe and share. Let's get back to the video. The third one is opening up the conversation of sex. So what is wanted by both sides of the relationship? What's wanted from you in regards to sex, and what is wanted for your wife, and opening up that conversation. Right? We've done this a lot of different ways. And so one way is to set up a date night where you talk about sex. You talk about what's wanted or what's not working in regards to sex. Now, just know, as you open up this conversation, there's going to be triggers. She may get triggered, you may get triggered, and it could cause a fight. And there's value on the other side of it if it's done right. So what I would ask if you're the man, right, stepping into this conversation is, hey, babe, I would love to open up the conversation of sex, and I'd love to find out, like, what do you want more of? What works or what's not working in regards to sex? Many times your wife may not know what she wants from sex. That's been our experience. A lot of women are not clear on exactly what they want sexually in the bedroom. So they don't know. They maybe have put their desires and their wants on the side to take care of you. Now, that's not always the case, but I've seen that to be true with a lot of women. So it may take her time and some digging to process through what she even wants, what feels good, what works for her. So leave the space. Don't be concerned if she's like, hey, I don't know what I want. Say, okay, well, I'd love to keep the conversation open. As we progress in our sex life, and as we elevate it and as we take it to the next level, I would love to be able to help you have the best sex possible, or you get significant pleasure and fulfillment from our sex life. So that's number 3, is opening up that conversation. Number 4 is connecting emotionally during sex, versus it just being a purely physical experience. Right, so it can be a carnal experience, or it could be more of a spiritual experience. What I mean by spirit is you're being connected. You're showing up as a connected in your sex life. You could start that process by looking into her eyes when you're having sex, which may be very uncomfortable for initially. It could show up as just practicing having it not be about just getting off, but really just being connected to her during the experience of sex. I know it sounds a little weird, right? You're probably thinking, hey, I don't want to be, I'm focused on just having sex. I don't want to be thinking about the emotional side of things. But being emotionally connected will elevate your sex life. It turns it into a totally different experience, not only for you, but for your wife. And so if sex levels up for your wife, guess what happens? It's going to level it up for you. If she wants it more and she enjoys it more and she loves it more, it's going to directly show up for you as more fun and more enjoyable. So what's important to her is feeling connected to you, not just you getting off or even just her getting off. And so being emotionally connected during sex is a critical piece. So number one, show your wife that she's not just an object. Number two, fill her emotional cup daily. Show her that you love her and you're thinking about her daily. Number three, open up the conversation of sex. Number four is during sex, practice being connected, having it be a connected process. So if you have any thoughts on this topic or some comments or questions, throw them in the comments section below. I love to open up this conversation. It's so relevant, especially for Christians, because it's typically a topic that, like, where do you go to talk about having better sex in the confines of a Christian marriage? Let's have that conversation here.